Alrighty. Good evening and welcome to a week 4 matchup between Fred Coughlin and Special K. These runners are 2-1. They have worked their way through some of the competition, working their way towards 3 wins because the 3-win level will get you into the upper bracket of the bracket stage of this tournament. I'm Fury alongside Smile Fires. We know a lot about both of these runners. One, of course, being here since the beginning. The other bringing in some swordless shenanigans for a lot of tournaments thus far, but might be more along the lines of the sorted variety in this one, given his opponent.
Yeah, as I've been watching Special K through this tournament so far, Fury, he has been playing things more straight up, but the swordless skills definitely feed into comfort here, I think. Like, he's here at 2-1, and the more walking you can do around the overworld without a sword, things you might be interested in poking into, he's had some success with it so far.
Going to get underway here. Looks like not a bad start screen because you do have access to several open caves up here in the northeast corner, and there are some almost nearby as well, so not the worst start screen for sure. As we start checking the open caves, there will be no candle in the wood sword cave as level 4 appears to be nearby where they start, and the hints are not super expensive. Math on stream is dangerous, but I think it checks in just under 100 rupees.
Yeah, like as you were mentioning, the no extra candle kind of foils Special K's strategy a little bit of trying to take the candle and get places with it. We have an early rupee boss, and so that'll be a way for Fred to make some money, as level 5 is also up here.
Yeah, the bomb walls appear for free in dungeons because it's being asked in chat. Based on the screen you enter from the overworld, it cannot determine exactly whether or not you are coming in from the right side of the room or you're coming in from the right side of the overworld. So it'll give you the right bomb wall if you walk in from the right screen. Otherwise, you can pirouette the door across from the entry just by exiting and re-entering. Not too much to do in these dungeons thus far. We do have a couple of ladder blocks. Fred's going to try to go up to get some more of these rupees. I'm not sure if he'll eventually try to go further up. I might get to... I think the safe point probably is 80 rupees. That gives you the max out price on the candle.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll see if he continues the entire way or takes a chance at, let's say, 70 or something a little bit lower. The ultimate troll will be if he farms all these rupees and then hits nothing but door repairs or gets too far away from the start screen to want to retry out of those.
But yeah, as you mentioned, the pirouette move to get these bomb walls open for free while we don't have any bombs can be a great way to save some resources. Fred actually skirting the rupees this time.
Yep, he's got to block clip to get around the last one there, which she does. It's a little bit difficult without a weapon, but we've managed, and we are segmented, so that could either be the transport or the item, or neither that the Goma is guarding. Well, we get to nope the ropes because the shutter door lock us in without any sort of weaponry, so out we go. Looks like 60 is enough for Fred for now. Meanwhile, Special K is doing the exact same thing. He's just a little bit behind entering this dungeon because level 5 is not too far away, and that's where he went first. Oh, it looks like you can actually get around that. I thought you had to clip.
How we know? Find out that our small secret is 7. Not too shabby.
And the candle and the meat are both reasonably priced at 60 and 63. One is vanilla, one is a little bit more expensive.
Ow.
Yeah, deaths are not great in any capacity. However, we are not that far from start. We just got the candle so we can save. And it's only a couple of screens away. So all in all, not the worst.
And we do get started on candle screens on Fred's side as he moves through the overworld here.
Yep, I think the Gibdo's going to dance a little bit further westbound, looking for the two Armo screens over there. Might check some open caves along the way, but it looks like initially that it's just a straight screen scroll all the way over to the grave.
Oh, yep, we're going. We'll be back for these spots later, but check an open cave and an Armos right over here.
Yep. Special K is going to go up the ladder to level 5 a couple of times more. As we make it the Armos item, nope, it's going to be the quote-unquote Death Armos, where some creatures will roam. Power Bracelet has shifted from the Armos item to the White Sword item located at Vanilla 5.
Okay, if we pick up a couple of more hearts, Special K now has that knowledge to be able to make a trip back there at some point.
Yeah, Fred gets the candle burn on a blue Octorok. It's the first bomb dropper. I don't know what he picked up because it went too fast. It is, I don't know.
It's a secret to everybody.
Boomerang.
Ah.
Is that a retry out of it? Or is that just a reset of the... I think it's just a reset of his bomb count. Regardless, we'll have to see once he cycles through items again. In the meantime, a boomerang early is not the worst thing in the world. It allows you to stun some things, allows you to pick up items across moats if you have to kill things across moats.
It is a weapon. It is reusable, whereas our blue candle is not on a given screen.
Yeah, we're getting word that Fred did not save after picking up the boomerang, so that hard reset of the console means no boomerang.
Well, that seems like a little bit of dedication to keeping the boomerang out of your inventory, but it does bother some people cycling through it.
Darknuts 2-0 on the Eastern Forest Armos, as Fred will now find the level 5 that Special K found earlier.
Just say hi and bye to the Gliok, and we take the other door.
We'll see if Special K works their way down to the coast item. As we know that the door repair is definitely at least 17 rupees. Could be higher.
Some interesting screens to traverse when the Darknuts take up the entire pathway there.
Made it happen, though.
Also being careful here.
Yeah, we will have the Moblins and Lionels both down in the dungeons. So that'll be an interesting treat, as the bow is the coast item.
Alright, we will need a ladder, because we also need that bow.
So we've got all three items as far as the overall items go. Fred will eventually, I assume, stumble upon Vanilla 5, given how close start is to that. So now just looking for that wood sword cave, and off we'll go maybe into some dungeons. Or at least bomb farming, so we can bomb some caves near our starting location, as the large secret is also rolling just a little bit low. However, not too significant, especially with the rupee boss still early, and I think both level 4 rupee bosses are still alive and well, so you can always farm until that goes away.
Yeah, it's still decent money. Like, we've a near max medium secret as well to go with it. Fred will take a look at that power bracelet.
Looks like level 1 will get the check here, unless the blue Darknuts guard it well. So far, they are, but eventually Special K will find the way around, taking a little bit of a shot from our lake inhabitant.
The anti-beep small heart purchase, so we can... Oh, yeah, we're heading up to the White Sword Cave.
Yep, it's going to be a little bit dangerous given what's on the way there, and they did roll up, so no candle killing of the Gorilla this time. At least not the reds. The blues could. No, I don't think they'll roll that low. That won't be nice.
And just because some people ask sometimes, we're talking about HP rolling up and down. So enemy HP can be plus or minus 2, and that's including plus or minus 1 in that. So as low as 2 less than they normally have, and as high as 2 more.
Wow, specialk just barely makes it in there. The bomb shop is bomb blocked up on the Lost Hills. It's not a terrible price, and the arrow shop is also in the same spot. So we'll be looking to maybe go back there at some point, especially if we find an early ladder in a dungeon before we find silvers.
I would love to see an early ladder. All right, candle purchase? Yes, for a special K.
Yep. Could opt to buy both of the cheaper items in that shop, but we'll elect to leave the bait for now.
It is quite an expensive Lord Shield. We have any roads.
So let's see, we've got what? Death Mountain, and we've got a little bit of the grave still, and a little bit of the dead woods, and I think we've worked out almost all of the rest of the checks. I think the cave just below Death Armos being the other one. Speaking of the Wood Sword Cave potentials.
Well, level 7.
Yep, I don't anticipate Fred will be in here too awful long, but we'll see if there's a little bit of good fortune with the Triforce. An early bomb upgrade may choose to bomb and see what it is. It's
Plus
not
4.
bad. Gonna go left now and see if there's any more progress to be had here. Not immediate progress. You could bomb the Dodongo, maybe get a map out of this room. Ask and you shall receive. It is not the nicest of maps. Looks kind of like a warped Second Quest 6 to some degree. But we are ladder blocked.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So that singular path is going to shut us out right away.
I don't think either run will be too disappointed to be shut out at level 7.
Yeah, really. Okay, first quest level 3 is a take any cave.
Yep, we have a very small chance now at that power bracelet. That is the white sword item. Don't think we're in any hurry to go straight back there. We're still needing some other stuff.
I mean, it's supposed to be a 33% chance.
Would arrow purchase? I think probably with the bow on the coast, Fred has prioritized that a little bit quicker. I've also heard rumors that if you buy the wood arrows, the silvers will show up next. Level 3 is not too far away from its location, as we have a very cheap hint shop there. It looked like 50 rupees is all you really needed for that one.
We've also got a moat early into level 3 here. Is there a way around that?
Doesn't look like we're going to find out just yet. Oh, and they are 3 HP. I thought Fred had hit the other one 3 times, but Red Gria will be killable with a blue candle.
Starting to get a look at these any roads, and Fred has taken this one to the first quest level 6 spot, and those stairs down continue to be treacherous.
Yeah, I think that might be a plus on the counter for Fred, as we have to go back to start. Really wanted to check the grave to see if the sword was there.
Okay, we're going for bombs for Special K. Yeah, decent time to grab them.
Yep, I think you have to. He has not seen any bombs to this point, so that's the first pack. Clock means we have to kill something else here. We can't just leave it as is. And we'll pick up the boomerang. I don't think Special K is as likely to retry out of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's made too much progress in the overworld to retry back, take any heart and some knowledge gained, and a decent amount of money still in inventory. It's going to take care of the bomb spot, I think, in Dead Woods. It is 50-50 because we are mixed first. May also get a chance at a bomb drop here, depending on what the count was, and we do get it.
Very nice.
Fred's clipping into the forest to be able to get this burn bush, and is punished for his actions. 22 rupees lost. So far, it seems like the sword is most likely to be in the grave, as we find a level. It's level 8 on the south coast.
Again, a very big level, but we got 2 open doors here.
I don't think Fred's going to kill that enemy with his current equipment. It takes too long or too many resources. Could opt to bomb the Aquamenace twice. We might do it for a map after we explore a little bit more. Manhandle, on the other hand, is a no-go. Looks like our prescription paper for the potion pricing is achieved at the magical sword screen in the grave.
Oh, there's your map.
Yep, I'm gonna go get it. And yeah, that's a sign that level 9 is really small. For those wondering, it is level 7, 8, 9 are on a 8x16, and because this level 8 goes the entire span here of this screen, all 8 columns, and level 7 also had quite a span to it, that means that level 9 has to probably be compressed into what I would guess is 6 columns.
And with it having to be equal to or more rooms as well, it might just be like a brick within those 6 columns.
Alright, another take any one. This one is at the bomb spot between the Armos and level 6 in the grave, and I think we're starting to push now towards the Death Mountain open cave is the only answer left.
Well, Special K gets a timely refill on bombs as Fred finds level 6 under a candle spot.
Yep, that is a hard pass. We will come back later.
And... oh, it's not a level, it's a secret.
Alright, I am fairly certain that Special K will be first to the sword, barring some mishaps with some enemies. Because I think this is it.
I got a second large secret up on East Death Mountain.
Yep, that's actually Special K's third large, so he is done for those.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Spent a little bit of that money on the candle and some bombs. It's not bought the arrows yet. So, wood sword at 18 minutes for Special K, yes? Yep. I'm not even going to bother acknowledging the dad jokes in chat there, and we'll continue on stream instead by watching Special K make it towards where I believe level 7 was on the coast earlier. And I think Fred's going to have it down to 3 caves, potentially 4, as he doesn't know the second grave spot doesn't push. I am surprised that the Blue Gorilla let Special K through that screen. That one was a particularly nasty one. The cheap key is not too terribly priced. Could consider it, but we do still have the key that we can save and work around.
Wonder if that was also thinking about a small heart purchase right then. But looks like we're headed back to the power bracelet. See if that pulls.
Yep. It is a 2 and 3 chance at this point. It doesn't have a chance to roll vanilla, so it's not 75% anymore. Now we get the good old Price is Right sad trombone sound, as it is going to be 6 this time.
It's a pretty heavy power bracelet.
So still missing some of the smallest dungeons out there, and of course the largest of the bunch.
So now Fred finds level 3. And he's here with bombs, so we could potentially get an answer right now if there might be something to do in there.
Yeah, it's a difficult call because you also want to route in at least 4 bomb spots between here and Death Mountain East if you have to go there, so I can kind of understand not wanting to bomb around. Looks like we're going to choose level 4 with the sword in hand. Special K back at the Rupee boss. It is a chance where you could, I guess, consider a blue ring. You can't go around that way, it seems. And, yeah, he's going to up a...
So it seems like electing to spend the key in the river / weird butt room. Oh, or just saying hi to the old man.
Yeah, perhaps was looking for a way around. I'm going to check this to see if it's a stair, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, because he's been in this room. Okay, yeah.
And a heart container in the stair. We don't know if that's the coast heart or the dungeon heart. The odds are heavily in favor of the dungeon heart. That also puts a huge percentage on the Goma blocking the segment. Whether or not that will also be blocking the Triforce or the floor item is up for debate for the moment, and a level 9 will require 6 Triforce pieces to enter.
Just got the book in level 4 as well on the floor, so that item is sorted. But yeah, 6 Triforces.
Yeah, that is going to be significant because we know that the hint prices are fairly cheap. One is pretty close to start, and the other one's a bit of a walk, but it's also extremely cheap, so you really don't have to retry out of that one.
So we kind of got 2 differences at the moment. We have, like, Fred buying that bomb upgrade super early, which is probably, like, the chance to get the most value out of it that you can across the seed. And we have the book for hints.
Yep, and I believe we are officially Goma blocked out of Triforce in 4. Will Special Case save, or will he just outright buy things? I guess there was a dig dog or 2, that is fair. Our tracker Opno Point is pointing out that there was at least one more opportunity for the Goma not to be the block of the Triforce.
Well, one thing we can do before anything else is finally pick up this power bracelet on the 3rd trip. But now it's guaranteed. Yep.
Fred is going to get the same information, I think, out of this dungeon. And I think Fred will get the opportunity to just go pick up the power bracelet, not having to worry about it all. And we're going to check this screen as well while we're here. I don't disagree with this at all. We're now going to make the save, and I think this is where the play is going to happen. And it's so early that we're bound to get some really good information. As I say that, we'll probably get 3 step across the water hints.
Alright, chat, get them in now. Get your guesses in before we see these.
Hey, I got the first one.
Nice.
Let's go.
So Raft is ladder blocked. The recorder is in level 8.
That one's decent. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Let's go.
Oh, that was great. Well, we got another set of hints to make up for it, at least.
You know what's great about that? None of those were step across the water to get to the bow, so we really do have an opportunity for a third one. So I'm pretty sure it can point to the coast item.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Gleok returns along the coast. Not particularly relevant for Fred. I don't think it's particularly relevant for Special K either. And level 2, I think, was Power Bracelet blocked.
It sure was.
The third hint for chat was a heart container step across. Fred now has the power bracelet as well. We'll do probably the same exact thing. I think we'll check this one. We'll pick up the 7 rupees because why not? We're not full and we know it's not the large. And then we go see the glorious hints that are.
I mean, one thing that we could learn from this is maybe price isn't everything because it's the cheap set that's left over.
The magical boomerang has not left its natural home. It is in level 2. And Fred decides no hints for now. We don't need them yet.
Very compact level 2 and got a key and don't have to spend it just yet even.
And very early Triforce. Don't think we're going to hunt a heart container. We got +1 key out of this dungeon as well. Now. Play into the crowd. To be fair, he usually just bombs something, so it didn't even get that much attention. Fred, meanwhile, will also kind of go the wrong way in this dungeon for the moment. I like how the moblins shuffle their HP to the exact opposite, or very close to it. Perhaps the... maybe the compass will be in this room to really troll him.
Special K makes it through the tough overworld queen twice, just making it before that Dark Knight gets in his way.
Alright, there's the compass that'll turn Fred back around. So we should be evened up on Triforces momentarily. I'm pretty sure Special K saw the other hint shop, so a little bit surprised that we have not ventured that direction. Maybe burning bushes and heading that direction a little bit slower.
I don't think he
did not.
Yeah, okay.
So it must have been Fred that bombed him open somewhere. Or
yeah.
He'll just get there soon.
Yeah, Fred's been walking around with the candle a little bit longer. Okay, Special K's got his money back at least, so this little bit of progress after the save, not gonna hurt too much.
Yep, Fred going into level 5, still not even getting the hints close by, is going to uh, find a two-headed Gleeok with sword beams in hand, so going to try and clear this out. Special K is apparently heading closer to that candle row where that second hint shop is looking for level 1 on the way, amongst maybe one other dungeon that he hasn't seen. I'm trying to think. The routing, I think the coast, southern coast, is the other area he has not explored where a dungeon is.
Yeah, that's right. And the magical sword actually did not travel too far. It's at the grave.
Yeah, technically, I think Special K also has not seen level 9, but that's kind of not relevant until he gets to at least 5 Triforces to find.
Here are the cheap hints. What do we have?
Hey, we need to find one still.
And we'll have our ladder. The
Okay.
coast heart is in level 3.
There it is. Red ring, though. Not the bow, but the third step across in.
So MVP ladder right there. Gets us 4 items. And that also lends credence to, like, don't even try with getting into 3.
Lots of bombs now. Hey,
Wow.
we might put another count on the counter here, depending on what this Gleeok has underneath.
And the Triforce is just one room past this, too.
Well, it did give us a key. I don't think I would have. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You can walk around them easily enough.
Yeah, something nice about bosses in this game is their lack of solidity sometimes.
So where is level 1? Kind of feel like it's going to be Western DM at this point, but could also be Power Bracelet blocked. Or if we're really in for a fun time, you can go get the Recorder out of 8 and make that turn you into level 1. By virtue of a flute spot on the overworld, maybe like Vanilla 2 or Vanilla 7. Or a couple of the other ones that are 50-50. Level 1 will be wrath blocked is, I believe, incorrect. I think there was a hint about stepping across for that item, but I could be mixing up seeds again.
Yes, that was one of the step over the water hints.
In theory, not all step over the water hints are actually legitimate. There are cases where staircases can get you around that, and the game just doesn't see it. But, yeah. Just one of those smaller percentage chances. I believe turnstile rooms are another thing that can make the hints sort of true logically, but not if you decide to break things.
I mean, because, like, turnstile rooms, a lot of people do block clips. It's almost like you sneeze and break the logic there. Right up to 4 keys, the Special K now is wrapping in the South Coast and is going to get a look at that level 8.
Level 6 is what we get a look at as well, and very blocky, left aligned. Probably not the ideal place to be. We know that this, outside of Silvers, is not likely to have too much in the way of necessities.
This is a 38 room level 6.
I can barely see the Gibdo in this room. At least pre-clock. The clock helps a little bit. And a max money or bomb. I think I would give the bomb. He's going to give the rupees. But anyways, that's just me. I fear once I get the bow and the arrows in my inventory, I run out of money fast.
It is also the max on that you can give up bombs as well, so it's pretty brutal manga room to run into.
Yeah, on 8 bombs, I think the money's always the play. On 16, could have gone either way. I'm wondering if this is a mix between, like, knowing that you need a 6th Triforce piece, so you're digging that out, but also I've seen so many ladder blocks that by default, since I'm not ladder blocked here, there's a chance. So we know where the ladder is on our side, but Fred has not bought a hint yet, so only has the dungeon hints so far to rely upon.
Well, there is that Triforce.
The question will be, how much further does Fred decide to go in this level 6? Gotta start being a little bit more careful, as the Lionels can now almost kill him.
But yeah, to your point, Special K has the choice of, do I keep looking for the level that I know that I need, or do I bank on, oh, it's blocked and I need an item for that?
Yeah, I think Special K is just trying to confirm whether or not they need to dig another item out. If they've seen level 8, which I'm unsure, then I would think that that's probably the play, knowing the flute is in there, knowing what you know about the raft being blocked. I think you would prioritize the last overworld blocker. So I think it's just a better play overall to go ahead and confirm whether or not you can get into one.
Yeah, Special K has seen it, so this is, like, a choice he's making knowing where that is.
And I think we're going to get level 9 here. Yep. So we'll now get that 6 Triforce piece requirement. Fred, in the meantime, took quite an unfortunate death and is a good 6 or 7 rooms away from the Triforce, and not via that route. We are going back to start, and now 9 or 10 rooms away.
I mean, it was a good excuse to see some other rooms in here, but that one just doesn't work out for you if you run into a vertical chute that shutters you in sometimes.
Plenty of bombs. Can get refills in the room. Why not? Well, it's getting to the point now where I think if silvers or something that will really speed Fred up aren't in here, that we're looking at a situation where this might be what sets Fred a little bit behind in comparison to Special K. Level 1 is going to get found finally on Western Death Mountain.
Alright, so just bomb blocked.
I think that means we only had level 2 that was technically blocked by anything, and it was just blocked by 6 hearts.
Yeah, 6 hearts and walking like 20 feet away. We learned that the Triforce is actually next door to the starting room in level 1.
Alright, heart container in the stairs. And some comments about this 6 Stygian. While I think 99% of the time that is correct. The only time it's not correct is potentially when you have 3 ladder block Triforces at minimum, and at least 3 ladder blocked items. So I get why Fred is doing it to some degree. It's just not potentially going to work out this time. Unless, again, silvers are in here. And unfortunately, Fred taking another death, so it's going to slow him down even more.
Yeah, the really unfortunate piece of this being that he saw the Triforce and just wanted to do like that one more room kind of look.
Yeah, it's not gone up here yet. Might as well just make the play up since you've kind of pot committed yourself. We have a Triforce pickup in level 1. Special case absolutely going back in there. This is one of the few rooms where lag really helps for Fred.
Yeah, like that worked so well in the blue Lionel room, might as well do it again. Now they grouped up nicely, and there's a heart.
Okay, that eliminates some of the rooms we have to clear now. We can pick and choose our battles a little bit more. We're 1 hit away now. Fred's got to be really careful. Oh, man, that land mola had it out for him. Dodged the bomb and then just beelined.
Yeah, like he moved so far to get out of range of that bomb.
Special K's got the map of this level 1. It's got a little bit of a tail going here, so we're going to go ahead and burn the keys, knowing full well what's in here still. Really, the question is, what is the other item in here? So, I mean, if it's silvers, then this is... It's not ball... Well, it's not going to be silvers, which is a good thing for Fred. But it could have been almost ball game on silvers finding here.
I got stuck on, well, it's probably tough for it to be the raft at this point. But, yeah, we'll take red candle. It's an offensive upgrade.
What rooms have we not seen? I saw a boss room earlier. I'm not sure if it's a boss making bad life choices or not yet. Sounds like 3 rooms left. 1 boss and 2 key doors. I suspect we'll check the key door here first.
Our tracker this evening, OptoPoint, has us covered, and there's the ladder.
Yep, so no Dig Dogger blocking the way for now. Might revisit that later. Fred is going to get a little bit of an easier path to the Triforce from this direction. And we're going immediately for that coast bow, and I would presume an immediate wood arrow purchase, if not done already. I don't see it on the tracker, so I'm going to assume that's probably next after this. And transport to here, which could get us to the other staircase. We're out of rooms, I think. Nope, we apparently have at least 1 or 2 more, but there definitely aren't many rooms left. Special K looking for the arrow shop. It's not that one. He does have one close to start if he remembers it.
Yeah, and the screen below Death Armos is also one. Just in case, I guess. But we're going to 5.
Ooh, this screen again. Alright, if you're rooting for Fred, you need... Oh, it's still not there. It's this entire left side or one more room to the south. Well, if it's south, it's not that bad at combat. But we're rooting for something big on the combat front, probably, out of this room. If it's
These
this
double
one.
block rooms are doing great push block impressions.
Yep, still getting trolled. Now there's, what, 4 rooms left? Reverse C here with no shutter. Plausible. Gonna punt the red Lionel across the way with sword beams. Special K opting out of the bomb upgrade for now. It's very close to death, though, and unfortunately goes to the Vire, who sends him back to start.
It is nice that both of the bomb upgrades are very early on. It gives you a lot of flexibility in what you want to do in the seed.
Yep, if 9 were a little bit easier to get to, or the flute were in a spot a little nicer than the huge level 8 that we saw, would definitely consider holding off on it. Alright, 4 times the charm-ish? Yes. What we got? Any key, not the worst item to find. 4 keys in hand, probably not exactly what Fred was in this dungeon for, but cannot turn it down. Special K going to get the map in 5. Is going to see that lyre block exists if we didn't know already.
And then we may get to see what, out of the fine variety of step over the water items, we can get in here. And Triforce in 6 for Fred. There's the raft.
Yep, the raft that we know is not required, although Special K, I believe, still has 1 dungeon outstanding.
You have to defeat the rupee boss by not even being able to put it in your pocket, but all things considered, pretty quick 5 once you have the ladder.
Let's see. Cannot go next door until we go to the shop next to it. I believe this is where one of the bomb shops with arrows is, and that's definitely going to be purchased. Level 8. I'm getting the feeling that Fred is playing from behind at this point just a little bit.
So, like, he knows where the hints are. I know some people may think they could be marginal a lot of the time.
And I mean, let's face it, 3 of the 6 are. There's just one that's somewhat more important than the rest of them, I suppose. Now, that being said, level 8 will have an old man in it, and that old man could say Aquamanus waits on Death Mountain. And I think that would alter Fred's course, at least to head that direction.
We like a good sequential dungeon hint. Well, that is a sequential dungeon hint, but it's one he happens to already know about.
Well, that tier room can technically spawn an enemy. Special K gets the Triforce out of 4. The question I have is, do we think Special K is going to gamble on 9 having silvers with book in hand and hints available there?
That would be interesting.
I think given how small 9 is going to be, my preference would be to gamble on it. Especially since we have some information about where some of the items are at. Like, our smallest dungeon item left is, I believe, technically level 7 on our end.
And people don't like 7, but... Oh yeah, so Special K has neither of the maps, so... doesn't necessarily have the same, like, small 9 information. Right this second,
Correct.
anyway. But we'll soon.
Yeah, we'll at least get the information on the 7 being a reasonable size. I mean, I don't know that I call 27 a huge 7, but it's a sizable enough number where you'd be inclined to think, okay, well, we're at least going to get to the halfway point. And with staircases involved in taking up some of the rooms in the block somewhere, you can at least push 9 down into the 50s, maybe mid 50s on that alone. And we're going to hit the 70 or 1. I think the 70 is the play I would make. Checking the bomb upgrade.
Buying that and then paying a bomb.
Yeah, that's fair. You can't pay any other way at that point.
Unless you wanted to go rustle up exactly 2 rupees, but yeah, we're gonna pay the bomb. Fred gets the block clip to finish off this pair of land molas.
I think Special K is going to up an A. Yep.
It was a Wizrobe set all along. Oh, we knew that from here. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the information, but he didn't have the information that that room was going to be scary until he got shuttered in. I was wondering if he's going to clear that room. That is one of those rooms that you never have to clear, but if I know 8gen is remotely watching me, I clear it anyways just for the cringe factor to make him mad.
Great. Well, we also get to walk back out of that one, so I guess we're heading to the left.
We got to find an item or a transport? I think it's got to be an item. Yep, the flute. Could still be important. It's now down to just boss importance, but nevertheless, it's out there.
Yeah, who knows where Digdogger may be roaming in some of these other levels.
For it to be effective on 6 Triforces, I think it will have to be level 9 Digdoggers to be a potential problem for Special K. However, we do also need silvers. If they happen to be play melodied, then that would be either funny or not funny, depending, again, on who you are.
I mean, I was hoping for something a little bit merciful to them, so maybe not hoping for that tonight. It was quite the order of operations in the last one I was involved with.
Now, the seat is definitely a far cry from the worst seat I've seen, so it's not going to be that. Still not the nicest one.
Alright, welcome to the spiral staircase. In level 8.
Well, we found the Triforce. I think we're still going to continue clearing up into the tail above this if we haven't been there already.
It looks like that's the...
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Quick
That
thinking.
is a... Yeah, that's a no fun room. Just going to try and absolutely fight it out with them and hope it works. Going to be close. Oh.
Speed on those guys is wicked. Alright, so both of them send back to the start of the level. Special K bouncing out of 7 for now.
I think probably a decent play knows that level 3 exists and shouldn't be too terrible. And then you just have to figure out if you want to go back to 6 or you want to find 8.
Yeah, which he's seen 8, so it's just a decision of, like, when do I care about that? Because I don't think he went in at all, really. So...
Well, let's see what Dig Dugger here has. Just a little heart to stop the beeping. Back to start for Special K. 6 was not necessarily nice either.
Oh, I just noticed we came in all the bottom, most southwest possible spot in this brick as well.
Yep. I think Fred's now just Triforcing out.
It's kind of an interesting spot to be in because, like, there's some tough parts that we're dealing with right now, but still need Triforces and need at least the silvers. Fred with the recorder gets to clean up all the recorder spots to his content.
Yep. That will maybe change some of the routing he does on the overworld. There is a hint shop here. This hint shop, of course, being the one that tells you where the ladder is. So only buying the one hint, and that's actually, I think, one of the only relevant hints you can get out of that.
It's totally fine. That works.
So I think this will force Fred into clearing every overworld spot possible. Yeah, the for those just entering into the viewer side of things, to catch you up, a lot of the dungeons early on in this one are ladder blocked. So the only item that was easily accessible, in my opinion, was probably the book in 4. Everything else you had to dig at least a little bit to get to, outside the magic boomerang, I suppose. So Fred made the gamble, in my opinion, to dig a dungeon knowing that level 6 was not ladder blocked and that it had a higher chance of ladder, while Special K went and focused the hint shops, which gave him the answer to go look for 1, knowing that it could only be recorder blocked or power bracelet blocked or bomb blocked at that point, I think. Minus maybe a candle check or 2. And that's kind of been the difference in this one, because level 1 ended up being bomb blocked on West DM, and not being in level 6, for example, where Fred spent a lot of time.
And Special K did manage to carve his way to the Triforce of level 6, so just looking for silvers and 1 more Triforce to pick up.
Yeah, Fred definitely needs to get into level 1 in a hurry at this point. because I think it's getting a little bit scary now to where Special K might be able to get into level 9 with enough of a lead where it's not going to be too troublesome to, uh, maybe not find the silvers there, not get a hint or something, and then go out and start digging other things. So if Fred's going to get back into this, needs to get just another screen or two left and a screen up.
Yeah, this is the highest density area left for him, so it makes total sense to just finish this out.
It is going to have just enough bombs to bomb the spot needed at the current rate.
And yes, level 3 is in the southwest corner. That is definitely a place that Special K can consider for Triforce number 6. It is effectively entirely ladder blocked, so we're about to see what awaits us in there.
Yep. At least we never saw them check the left or right wall, so we are under the assumption that it will be. And there is a pack of bombs in the bomb shop for Fred, so we'll now guarantee finding the level 1 no matter how he routes it.
And level 1 was like a breath of fresh air compared to everything else going on in here. And here we are.
You're kind of wondering if the set in 1's also going to make it the set in level 9. It's the distribution can be a couple of different possibilities, but like a 5-3-2 would give you the opportunity, if you've only seen one of this set, for example, for it to be guaranteed into 9. I don't think we're in that kind of realm, but I think it's definitely on the lower number, so there could be a third round of them in 9 or fourth.
Yeah, this would be one of those times where it would be helpful if I counted that.
Yep, that deserved to burn. Only thing that would have deserved it more would have been the Aquamentus hit in 1. Oh, Special K was just banking on it staying the same pattern, and the blue Wizrobe saw him and said, nope, you're going back. Thankfully, this entry room is a trap room. The traps being in the room means the game thinks that there's still an enemy in the room, so they won't respawn until you leave the dungeon or get the Triforce.
I would love to get a map just to confirm that we don't need to do anything back in the start of this segmented 3.
Well, ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, okay.
So absolutely we're ladder blocked out of everything else. There's a heart, we'll take it because we're at 1 for sure. Not going to have a chance at Megs, I don't think, unless we start leaving 9. As Fred will now find the ladder in 1. Still has 1 item in here, doesn't know that it's red candles, thinks it could be silvers, so we'll have to clear it out.
Level 3 is still difficult, because Wizrobe's hurt. Although Fred is going to have no qualms about spending keys in here, so going to be out of here in no time at all, really.
The other good news, I guess, for Special K is about anything left to be found, assuming the hard container in 3 was correct, which I believe it was, is that you're looking at a situation where any item that you can find that is left on the board is going to be something that is potentially useful to you. Silver is, of course, being at the top of the list, but I mean, we have white sword, wand, red ring all out there. Oof. I think he give the money this time, but he's not going to do it. He's going to keep his money.
Alrighty. Oh, well. Thanks.
Well, you shoot him and see what happens, and of course they do split, so now you just boomerang things. Fred will not be able to do this. Just a $5. And there's the manhandle hint that confirms the heart in 3. So, again, now knows that 3 isn't worth his dig, as Special K already knew.
I mean, you could hope for an easy Triforce, but that seems to be not the case at the moment. What is nice is that reloading the room has produced a Tektite again. There we go. Don't have to fight Wizrobes at all.
Yeah, Fred's going to be an interesting decision here at some point soon. I'm going to say, like, he's going to get the Triforce in 4 and the Triforce in 5. He could make it into 9 in reasonable time. But do you go there first? Because Fred, I think, has level 8 down to a handful of rooms for the second item there. Ooh, a clock. Go get that. There you go.
Like how even with the clock, the gel is still wiggling. You go, gel.
Maybe if you wait long enough, it'll start moving again. Just break the game. Oof. Well, there's a $5 in this room. We know we don't have to go to the right in this room. So you just bail out of here.
Yeah, and then can we get down from next column over?
Well, for the most part, you have to be able to in level 3 because the bomb wall rules. So this should be a pretty easy bomb down.
Yeah, I just forgot what this room was.
And it's a bunch of silliness in this room, so I think we clean up what we can, escape out, and reload the room again. Gonna have to re-kill whatever the Zold repopulates into. Oh, good enough.
It's a lot nicer.
Compass get points us into a room we've seen. How ugly was it? Or at least I presume we've seen. I think we were only bottom row left.
Yeah, we've now been in all the rooms there.
So it's got some blue Wizrobes in it. It's not great, but it's still got another enemy in it. So I think that Special K probably clears that and goes in and out of this room a couple times. And Fred's actually on pace now, believe it or not, to beat him into 9 because of how many times he's unfortunately taken deaths in this dungeon. Still, the question remains, is 9 going to be the answer?
So yes, Fred is the first to 6 Triforces.
Didn't think that was possible 15 minutes ago for him to get there first. Just a question now of what decision does Fred make? Looks like 9 very easily is the answer based on that flute.
Yeah, you know what's in 3, so makes it a 50-50.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that I would have remotely considered was 8, given the amount of clearance we had in there. But with hints available in 9, I think still the play is here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's like a 48 room level 9. Immediate compass near start into this dungeon. Looks like we're also being forced to see if the shutter door is there, which it is.
Wow, okay. So, yeah, quick access to Zelda. Come back there to finish the game.
Was kind of hoping for the roar in that room as well, just for true shenanigans. Here's both the kidnapped and the beast. Now you have to really gamble.
Special K out of out of bombs. Still had to contend with a Wizrobe in that room after all.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, even drivered him out of connection, too. Fred is continuing via staircase now to clear this 9, hoping for a bomb wall to open.
The one thing with a smaller 9 is maybe what is there just feels that much more solid. So you can get some really serpentine and windy paths to get places in here.
Well, we're going to make our way to the left of Zelda even more and see if there's maybe a couple of rooms, I think, that had been checked this direction, hoping again to kind of find the answer or at least find the map. I feel like that's probably just as nice as finding the silvers. At least until you find Ganon. Speaking of, so Ganon is up from this room. Will we get the lucky silvers in here? We will get the push block to open the door, at least.
Well, every transport you take is another staircase entry you roll out, and this does take us somewhere kind of new.
Really haven't seen that many old men in here yet either. That's kind of the surprise to me. If it's a smaller 9, you should have a chance at hitting them a little bit quicker.
Well, their relatives were busy being the very quick and obvious muggers in the other levels, so maybe they have to slow roll now.
Oh man.
We talked about Dig Dogger earlier.
Yeah, if this is where the silvers are at, well, it's a white sword. This was where silvers were at. It would have really been a lot further apart than we had thought. We do have the return of Special K, who unfortunately appears to still be at level 3. So just not having any luck with that room. And with the timer down, I'm wondering if it was maybe a small issue with the console setup that he has.
Yeah, it's not a restream issue. That is, his timer is gone, so
slightly unfortunate for sure. I guess the good part about it is it doesn't look like much progress was lost in terms of heart containers and such. So at least had a recent enough save, if that were the case. Or maybe it's just the computer end going down. Who knows?
yeah. He's got similar stuff, like almost exactly identical stuff to when he went down. But single blue Wizrobe to contend with.
Yeah, if it was just a single blue Wizrobe, I think he'd have it by now. But these bubbles are just going to be a pain.
Does it help in this situation to hug the mode at all?
Little bit, but what's going to be a problem now is even if you save out of this room, you still have to go through that start setup, which also has Wizrobes. Might have considered farming for a blue ring out of that, or yeah, I think that's what the play is.
Yeah, -2, not too bad when you have +62 in the mix as well.
And now that you go team right, it's team left. I do think should still have the rupee boss active too, so that's a play to make. What would be really exciting is if we had to bomb through Ganon to find the silvers. That has happened. I'm sure I'll be corrected if I'm wrong, but there is, I would think, still a small chance that you may require bait to find the silvers. If we found the bait block, I was not paying attention to the screen we found it on.
That would be very appropriate to the race room title, which is Silly Bait.
Now, we've seen quite a bit of this 9. There has to be a gap somewhere in the middle. Fred leaving, which means we have found what we need to do. Now the question is where you go. Besides the obvious elsewhere.
Well, I think you called it with, we've seen so much of 8, let's head back there.
I think, statistically speaking, for Fred and his clearance of this dungeon, it's the right call versus a larger dungeon of rooms that you haven't cleared in 7. Smaller overall, but more rooms to have to go through. And if you're Special K at this point, you have to think about... I know metagaming is always dangerous, but you have to wonder why Fred is not done at this point. The seed is not super easy, but it's also not like one of the worst combat seeds you've ever played. So you would think by about the hour 20, if he's not done, there's probably something else holding him back.
Well, I think maybe to that point, I'm not sure that Special K keeps the race room up. So
I've seen a forfeit or two out of him, so I'm not sure.
okay, fair enough. But there is the blue ring purchase.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the room up. Here's the item, I believe. Nope, transport. Rip. I don't think he has it up full time, but I think he does check every once in a while.
And yeah, talking about places Special K has been, he's done some stuff in 3 and 7. He's seen all of 3. 8 is basically sight unseen to him, so I think that's what we're seeing now is giving 8 a try.
Yeah, unfortunately, we kind of know that the only way that Special K has to really make up time would have been to just go back to 7 and hope that that was the answer. Because I think at this point, Fred is almost guaranteed to find the item staircase before before Special K finds it. Just too much clearance of rooms around start. Ooh, gotta be careful. Even the keys are going to be dangerous at this point. Yeah, Fred's clearing for the Dungeon Heart, which, according to our tracker, he has seen but may not have marked.
Doesn't feel great sorting down a manhandle, but it does get Special K a 9th key. Oh.
Yep, has bow and arrow, so could kill that room if necessary. Opts out of doing so. You can tell Fred's feeling a little bit of nerves. There's no more burning of the old men as we go through them. All right, is this our answer? No. We're going to pick it up because it's combat. So the red ring is the other item in 9 by default, and level 7. Never. Never the answer until it is. So, will the race room live up to its expectation? That's the only thing left to ask. Again, for those that don't see it, the race room's title is Silly Bait.
And Special K has done more in this 7, but not a whole lot more.
Yeah, I feel like Special K got another 3 or 4 rooms in here before kind of giving up on it. It's not the funnest combat dungeon.
Yeah.
Alright, Special K needs some bombs, so unfortunately he's out on the overworld farming. Did get some.
Yeah, not pivoting the strategy here, just going back with bombs.
Can we go up here? Yes, we can. Will we get through the manhandle? Well, the manhandle actually basically killed itself there.
Yeah, I think they both one-shot that particular manhandler, so that's pretty cool.
Can we go right in this room? Well, we're going to be careful about the BMOS now. And anything in this room can kill you as well. And it turns out the BMOS statue in the northeast corner was the winner.
Nice, clean manhandler defeat as well in level 8.
I believe not too far from the recorder, but quite a distance still from the second item, which is the wand. Alright, this room wasn't the answer. Onward and upward. I know what we're rooting for to the right in this room. Gotta be careful of that Pole's voice. Alright, got that out of the way. Recorder for Special K, gotta take it. Oh.
Oh, that's
well,
great.
It wasn't what we... Oh, this is nice.
And we've already stepped over the water, so a requirement met for that, but...
Yeah. The fourth step over the water hint, I believe, is what that one was. And there is the inevitable. That is the danger of the north door, is occasionally the Wizrobe will teleport in there with the diagonal teleport. So Fred may try and get to the south door the next time around. Oh, Fred. Ah! Don't do that, Fred.
Uh-oh. Menu boss.
Yeah, he scared me. He went all the way out. That's definitely something you don't want to do. That could have been particularly dangerous, in fact. Oh, man. Special K had the one mini dig dogger blocked and frozen with the boomerang, but his brothers or sisters came after. Now, it would be a little bit dangerous, but you could, in theory, hit that Tektite enough times to put your count in a favorable spot for this Wizrobe room. Fred is probably feeling time pressure here, but I think if he maybe just slows down a little bit and clears the south of that room, it will make it all a little bit easier. Because I believe the room south of it has bubbles in it and has blue wizrooms in it.
I feel like maybe some of the only solace you get at this point is knowing your opponent has to go through it too, because this is the item that you're down to.
Yeah, this... He may be trying to get a spawn change from these. I don't think it's going to work. But I feel like Fred's going to clear this room this time. He's just going to wait it out a little bit and force them over to the door. It's 12 HP on them, it looks like. So that's fun. There you go. Now this door is a lot safer. And that room below will not spawn again. Until you leave the dungeon outright or take a Triforce out.
Oh, this is already going a lot better.
Yeah, and they can't get you in that door if you get deep enough in. Oh, well, got a little bit of troll and then a little self-troll there, but still has 4 bombs left. Probably need to conserve at least 2. That is a bait. Gets there.
And down to 1. There we go.
Alright, from here on, Fred really cannot afford a death. So I would almost, even with full health, be pausing the moment this screen comes up. And it's not that dangerous in the end. Oh, that would be a funny Silver's location. It was not.
All right, nice to see you, Push Block.
Alright, 2 rooms to the left is the last place that the bait can really troll. Is it gonna do it? I think we have 1 old man left in the 7. It's not gonna do it here. This room is not terrible.
It basically can't do it here because the regular path is blocked off by a different old man.
Well, no, if it's the bait block, it can do it.
Oh, yeah.
This could be the staircase item. Ooh, man, took a lot of hits there. Gotta be really careful now. Special K also has to be careful. Is coming up on, I believe, the manhandler room. Can't burn yourself too much more. And may have also forgotten that he has seen the floor heart. We have not, to my knowledge, seen the heart container in 7. One down. Gonna get a little bit dangerous now. Gonna have a chance here in a moment to get this guy. He's gonna come down here. And is to the floor. It is the floor. I could have made an argument for picking that up, just to give you another little bit of health, but it would not have given you another Wizro beam of health. Goma again. This could also block it in the middle of this double setup here. Well, it's a bomb pack. Can't complain too awful much on that. The shoot room.
Special K does defeat Manhandler.
Hey, the shoot room was the answer.
All right. We can finish the game.
We can. And 9 setup is not very bad at all. It's going to be really easy to get to Ganon, and really even easier to get to Zelda. I think Special K is about to find out the bad news that he is in the wrong dungeon for what he is after. So, left a whole bunch for Fred.
Yeah, that level 7 is pretty disgusting, but this should just be walkable.
And Special K, again, going to pick up the item in the stair because it's pretty useful. It will not help at level 7. Furthermore, Special K will also have to deal with those Wizrobe rooms with 12 HP blue Wizrobes with wood sword, not white sword. Alright, Fred's going to go in on 5 heart pieces of health. Will it be enough to get 8 sword swings in?
We meet Zelda in a circle mode room.
Everybody's favorite. Oh, almost took a driver there. Just barely avoided. Lost a stun lock with just 1 or 2 more left. I think 1? Nope, 2. 3. I lied. Got it done in the end, though, and I believe it's going to be a quick Triforce grab, up A, wait for the screen to load, and then book it to, I guess in this case, the kidnapped and not the princess.
Well, with the kidnapped right at the start, there is a finish for Fred Coughlin advancing to 3-1. Oh yeah, Special K normally plays with the music shuffle, so that is why we are listening to the title screen music right now.
Yep, Special K has, I think, 2 rooms left on the map that need to be cleared. Hey, Zelda's room. And we are joined by the race winner, Fred Coughlin.
Good evening. Wow.
Just a fun, leisurely stroll through Hyrule.
Yeah, nothing that exciting. Totally painless, calm, nice, lots of Wi-Fi. It's a great place to be, right?
So, I mean, we could talk about level 7 first, but I think we could talk a little bit about the early game, too. I don't know if you felt behind at any point, but it felt like from the commentary booth that you were just a little bit behind early until you saw that hint that kind of pushed you in a specific direction.
I mean, I definitely was late to the wood sword, so that didn't help, although I was getting all the exploration done at least. But it was definitely tough to, I definitely felt, look at the Triforce count, was not in good position at that point. I figured, when I was looking at what items I had found, I knew ladder or something had to be in 8, or, you know, it was up in Death Mountain, but I was hoping it wasn't that. And then saw that hint and I said, okay, yep, we're going exploring to try to get that ladder and hope how things will maybe work out nicely for us.
Yep, you missed some glorious hints in the other shop, let me tell you.
Oh gosh.
Step over the water to get the raft. Step over the water to get the heart container. And what was it, recorder and 8?
Something like that.
I mean, sounds reasonable. I mean, that's where recorder was, so I would totally buy that one. Well, I didn't buy it, but you know what I mean.
Then I think it was another step over the water to get the red ring in the hint shop you saw.
Yep, I saw that one, and that actually pulled me away from 9. That made me dig 9, rather.
Yep, and then the most glorious step over hint of all, step over the water to get the silver arrows.
Yeah, I found that one eventually. If I'd seen that one a little earlier, maybe I would have considered... Well, I mean, heck, that was in that 7 that we weren't going into anyway, but... At that point, we knew it had to be there, so...
Yeah. Probably not too thrilled with where that old man decided to camp out in that 7.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the perfect placement. You just wanted to make sure those were extra hard to get, that you had to get through that Wizrobe room. You know, he's just trying.
Yeah, we in the peanut gallery and commentary booth were wishing a little bit of a different troll of an old man in that situation, but that old man did pretty well.
It was okay. I mean, again, he didn't give us any real key information. At least he wasn't demanding all sorts of goods from me or anything like that, so I'll take that part.
Yeah, because I don't know, maybe we did not see the bait block at any point, and we were hoping that the race room title would come to fruition.
Oh, gosh. That's right, I forgot that was a lovely, silly bait room.
Special K back in 6 has not seen the any key. Yeah, Special K had all the hints considerably earlier. Misery Loves Company on the wood sword hunt, I would say. You were behind to it, but not by as much as you probably thought. That location being one in particular where runners do not frequent super early.
Yeah, it's one of those last locations. I usually try to save going up to that area until I've at least got Power Bracelet or Recorder to try to minimize my, double dip of the area. And, well, that wasn't an option. But at least again, I wasn't... Once I got the candle, got some bombs, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to dig dungeons a lot, but I'm willing to get my exploration done while I'm getting to those caves. So that way, hopefully, I can maybe get lucky and, know where most of the dungeons are by the time we get to the end of things.
Yeah. The turning point in this one was actually level 3. I believe Special K's death count got racked up probably a good 8 or 9 deaths to the Triforce room there. Couple that with, I don't know that it was too much of like a tech issue, but definitely also had the internet blip at the same time, so kind of a double whammy. But came back, farmed up the blue ring thanks to a very nice gambling game giving plus 62 eventually.
Oh, nice.
And then from there, between that and the Rupee Boss farm earlier that you both ended up doing, was able to get the blue ring. Unfortunately, it's just not decided to go back to 7. Was in there and got, I want to say, maybe to about as far as the Dodongo room before just getting whittled down by the Bimo statues in the corner of the rooms that were kind of on the way.
Yeah, those Bimo statues were nasty tonight, and then that was a very rough combat, especially with all those lovely blue Wizrobes of Doom in there. So definitely a rough one. I did consider at one point buying a ring or something, but then I was like, I then saw bomb upgrades and said, ooh, pretty shiny explosives, and never looked back.
Yeah, Special K didn't really get to the point of like seeing the full truth of that 7 and the Wizrobe staircase that you have to go through. But
yeah, that's coming up pretty shortly here.
Yeah, but he's had some options for a little while of what 6 Triforce to actually get, and that's like why he invested the time in 3. He saw every room of 3.
Yeah, I mean 3 would have been not a bad one. I mean, it just happened to be way out of the way for me by the time I had the pieces to the equation figured out, but it's like, yep, nope, can't. But at the point, it's like, okay, I could go down to 3, but then I got the hint. I think I'd gotten the hint about the heart container in 3, and so then I said, yeah, there's no reason at all for me to even consider going back down there, even if it was previously, small dungeon. But, don't want to go back in there and get the and waste the time on the heart container when there's other dungeons that could give me useful items.
Yeah, well, not necessarily to the same degree. This 6 also kind of gave you the same trouble that 3 gave Special K.
This 6 was annoying.
Yeah, the land mole, I think, were annoying. You got some Lionels that were annoying, and just trying to get you had good coverage of the dungeon with at least 3 ladder blocks out there that we had counted, so we understood why you were looking past the Triforce, but then it had to feel kind of bad to get zapped back to start a couple of times after that.
Yeah, the combat was just not going good for me here tonight, so at least for that early game. Once we got going, it wasn't bad. Well, actually, it was pretty bad because of the whiz ropes and everything, but it wasn't. It was still just, was not getting some good survival there.
Yeah, this game is, mechanics are nice and they do get you a lot of time gains, but arguably at times this game can become a test of mental patience or stamina for sure.
Oh yeah.
Special K going to search for the magical sword. Not available at 11, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Would have been nice to have. Always, when you see the dot on one side, root for the magical sword to roll a little bit lower. It did not in this case. But yeah, it's this is the race that gets you officially to the 3-win mark, which is a particularly relevant mark to hit in Swiss this time, I would say. It gets you out of a little bit more trouble.
Yeah, it should be good. It's been fun playing so far. It's nice, with the fact that I think that means that puts bracket into play. But
that's right.
Definitely still just want to see how these last couple of weeks go here at Swiss. Gonna have a ton of fun and hope to get some more fun opponents here. So I mean, there's no one up at in this tier that is a walkover, a slouch, or anything like that. So it's gonna be quite the battle.
Yep. Special K in the meantime is making the play logically that I would say is the correct play to make with the book. Unfortunately, for this specific seed, it happens to be the not the answer that we were looking for.
Yeah, it's just a case of, okay, yep, you're almost there. Again, I'm not sure exactly what Special K knows, but at least from the notes I had at the time, it was like, okay, got most of the stuff. I don't know if I'd had 5 at that point. Oh, no, I'd had 5. I'd found that Triforce. But I was like, okay, there's a step over the water hint. I think I had found just about everything else at that point. And it was, okay, I can, go into 7, but I have a step over the water hint. Or I can go into 9. Which apparently also required a step over the water that I hadn't realized.
Yep, and Special K has seen, I think, everything but the heart container on the in level 3, the second one. However, it does have that hit, so this should be a 66 to 33 for Special K.
Yeah, and in this situation, absolutely you make this dig, because this feels like the right decision by far.
Yep, and it does have the recorder for this. At one point, that was going to be potentially dangerous, given what we saw in the northern part of this 9.
Oh yeah, there were a bunch up there, weren't there? I completely forgot about that. I mean, not strictly needed, but...
Yep, one guarded the white sword, one guarded, I think, another staircase to somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be fun to see who everybody gets paired up with. As we've seen, though, the killer matchups are found just about anywhere and everywhere, because there are enough crazy good runners at this point where you're just not safe anymore. Nowhere is safe.
Yeah. Nowhere safe anywhere. I mean, even at given levels, I mean, there are some people who you're at 1 or 2 wins who, like, you could easily see in sometimes being, you know, at this point, you know, 3-0, 4-0 type of thing. So there's a lot of scary fights out there, no matter what you do.
I think the fun thing for me has been seeing who gets paired up, who has never faced off against each other before. Like, this is a matchup where the stats say you two have no head-to-head races. So
yeah, I think that's correct. I don't think Special K and I had ever had a tourney race or anything one-on-one prior to this. I mean, once in a great while, I think a, you know, group race or something like that, but that was really the extent of it. So it's really cool getting to see that. It's cool getting to see us on any of these matches here. Staircase B here, as I had it labeled.
I want to say the hint that you eventually found is a little bit to the south of where Special K is currently, somewhere down there.
Yeah, it's actually, 1 room south and then 3 rooms over. The problem is there's a vertical shoot room in the way, and I was not able to find a way from this section to that hint room, or at least I never did. I had to take a staircase slightly north again and to get to the hint room.
Something else to bring up while we are watching and rooting on Special K is I believe we have a pretty significant milestone coming up at the end of next week, during week 5 of Swiss. Maybe a little bit of a break from Swiss action, because I believe we have a special event with not only the Triforce Triple Play rolling it out, but also being relevant with the Pi Day itself.
Yeah.
And I think we have a good milestone to talk about there.
I don't know what you're talking about there. No milestones coming up. Totally not. We don't have anything coming up about 10/10 or anything like that.
Yeah, but that is the anniversary of the release, I believe, officially. So
that is correct.
10 years.
Yeah, it's been really nuts here. It's amazing we've gone on that long. Great community. You know, this community is incredible to be able to do stuff like that, be able to see, you know, just how much everything's grown here. You know, I never imagined 10 years ago we were going to see anything quite like this in our in the community. So I was like, okay, just gonna make a little program here that a couple of people maybe will use just to play and have fun. And well, it's gotten a little bigger than that.
It certainly has, and it's spurred on other good or interesting ideas across many different scenes. Some trolly, some awesome, some in between.
Yeah. There's been lots of different flag sets, some good ones, some good flags, some terrible flags. You know, the flags that I'm like, okay, don't really want to do those, but, you know, sometimes there are people in the community who are like, yeah, let's go blackout. Things like that, so.
Yeah, and not to bring up certain sore spots, but I've seen many a grumble of Second Quest being added in for all the fun logic it presents.
Oh yeah, Second Quest is it's a pain in the butt. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we've been able to get around that, so it's not so bad. But it can be quite interesting to deal with some of these things that they came up with in Second Quest that you wouldn't be doing. Like, behind the scenes, some of the levels are out of order because they keep the palette swaps that you see, you know, that you're normally like, oh yeah, level 3 in First Quest happens to be the same color as level 2 of the Second Quest. That's because literally they replaced level 3, they swapped level 3 and level 2. Things like that, so it is definitely has been a little bit tricky getting through that. Some of the rooms lead to some very tough logic. Those turnstile rooms are pains in the butt for that side. And then it's just a matter of, you know, try every single time something seems to be wrong. Oh, yep. I mean, they actually have, you know, the map that you get when you get the map, you know how it appears up there in that upper left corner there? it's completely different format, first quest and second quest. Like, they came up with a new compression algorithm or something, and they literally both are in the game code.
Okay, wow, that seems inspired.
Yeah, it's something. It's like, okay, why? It's definitely been a major question I have asked several times over about that, but yeah, it's just they're completely different formats for how to put the map in, and the first quest and second quest are both just, yep, you do these completely differently. Like, they were like, oh yeah, we had this other idea to do it. Okay, let's just put that in.
I'm kind of hoping Special K gets to the map of this dungeon at some point. I feel like it's going to be a fun one, just because of how big 8 was and how it went across the, it spanned the entire 8. You have to assume at some point in this 9 there's a large gap somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. I mean, I don't know if it's a 7 column. Well, it's not full 7 column 9, but there's definitely some room on the right side. I don't know if what's going on with the middle of the map there. I don't know if anything's invading into the middle of the map or not, but...
Oh,
yeah,
that's 7 to the right of it.
Oh, there's the map. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, so that's where it lost a little bit of its sizing. As Alpno had pointed out, our tracker earlier, we were a little bit surprised that we actually could get into all 8 columns. We thought for sure it'd be kind of a blocky, more narrow 9.
Yeah.
And, nope, it made it all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a flag that didn't make it into this tournament, but one that we have been kind of playing around with in the pickup races, maybe slightly inspired, or maybe not, from Second Quest and its out-of-order maps, as we have been playing with the out-of-order shapes on, and that's something that I hope gets a little bit of traction, because it's certainly fun, especially if you put hidden dungeon numbers all on top of it. Then you really get the guessing game going.
Yeah, well, on that one, it just ended up being a, just something I was like, okay, I think we can do this and not break anything. So I was like, when I try to release some of the versions, I like at least want to have a little bit of a potentially added feature or something like that. And so, when we saw that, I said, okay, maybe I was like, yeah, it seems like a good idea to give it a shot, and ended up being able to do it. Okay, so this is, hopefully Special K takes this staircase, because this is the one that takes us to the hint. If I'm right.
Yep, doesn't have many bombs. In fact, it's 0, so hopefully it's just a,
Yeah,
like
it was a key door, so here it comes right now.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate news that Special K didn't want to see, and that you probably also didn't want to see a little while ago.
Yeah, well, as I said, I had seen the step over the water hint for Red Ring. I had not seen step over the water for the silver arrows at that point. So I just, when I knew 7 was completely ladder blocked, my mind said, oh, that's probably related to that level. I know I had a brief panic attack, I think, when I was exploring 8, found the staircase that ended up leading to the wand, and was definitely at the time like, oh shoot, I need to go up to, I realized, oh shoot, that's now over the water. This could be the red ring instead, and now I'm in trouble. And then I found the wand. I was like, okay, perfect. Silver, definitely means level 9 is what I'm looking for here. So let's go to level 9. Nope.
Yeah, Special K has red potion, white sword, and blue tunic, so probably will have a slightly easier time, although nothing is ever particularly easy when you walk into blue whiz robes. Especially, I believe that they're +2 in this specific scene.
Oh yeah, they are nasty. The one nice thing about that room from the bottom there, when I eventually use that to get to the to kill those wizards, because I killed them from the bottom. The one really nice thing about that was the fact that I was able to slowly whittle it down through my 300 trips through this dungeon. So each time through, I knocked out one of the blue ring friends there, and or one of the tech types, and then we took it down to just the 2 required friends there. And then, unfortunately, you had to kill both of those 2, but that made it a bit easier to make the dive.
Yeah, we saw you trying to, I presume, force them to spawn a little bit nicer, but they refused to play nice.
Yeah, I think at that point I was, I'd gone too far. Like, I think with the other room, like, unfortunately, the blocks in the room with the bunnies there just were not giving me what I wanted to see, in terms of, the spawn. They weren't blocking enough of the spots, so. Special K, though, at least has blue ring. He's got 9 bombs.
Will we burn this old man? Well, wishing you go around. Not yet. Maybe in the future, but not today.
Yeah, it just seems too unfair for shapes.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, this side is really brutal, as we saw.
Yeah. Oh, got a couple of good bombs there. Ooh.
Yep. Can stab from here, probably.
Yeah, this is, especially with the blue ring, this should be a, you could tank this if you have to, so. Really clean play there.
Yeah, well, the big danger here is if you use all your bombs, you don't know how many more you're going to need.
Yeah.
It has to take this stair because of the old man's positioning. I think it's a good chunk of rooms away still, just next to the Triforce up there in the P column.
Yeah, there was the vertical shoot room in the P, just the second room down in there that had the silver in it, so of course it's not one you can just even enter from the side. It's you're gonna have to get the get things there, so should be wrapping up here pretty shortly though, because this is except for the minor bunny rooms here, I don't think there were any major
well, the maze room may have to clear.
Oh, the maze room, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right about that.
This was fun, though.
Yeah, that one was a good laugh fun as opposed to the other kind of fun.
I mean, every single, room I felt like along here, they were like, oh yeah, great, here's, we're not getting, oh, here's my perfect path, here's my, staircase, nope, oh, here's gonna be my item, nope. Like right here. You're like, yep, okay, it's great, this is my, this has to be the item, right?
Yeah, it felt like we had that gauntlet in 6-2 with all the double push blocks all just open.
Oh, yep, exactly. You're like, okay, compass, that's great. Don't need it.
Well, it tells you where the potential Y-force could happen, so you don't get sent back at least, I guess.
That's true.
Because that's something that would really, really not be fun.
No, exactly.
And going
at
with
least
the
once you
sword
get
up
this,
here, we will leave here with bombs.
Yeah. Well, especially in a room like this, you can get them trapped like that. It was beautiful getting those Wizrobes trapped there. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another heart container. We'll go ahead and pick it up because why not?
No.
Yeah, don't up A.
I had a brief hiccup there, like, oh gosh, please don't tell me you're up Aing, because, yep. And following the same path, so hopefully pretty shortly here.
Yeah, you had a hiccup in this dungeon that sent me up an octave with the equipment.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, the EverDrive.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to hit the start button and then do the up A, but I think I've got something mapped with start select. That if I hit both of those at the same time, it goes to the EverDrive menu. I was like, okay, whoops.
Alright, not going to bomb down yet, unfortunately, but as long as it's not too terrible a setup here, it's not. Should be safe.
Here. You know it's not here. Yep, you know what room it's in now, and then you're just gonna discover... Oh, shoot, literally.
Yeah, I'm gonna clear it and gonna get the answer, at least.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's pretty straightforward, I would say. I mean, can control in the circle moat, but with what's likely to be a blue potion left, blue ring, and a white sword, I have confidence.
Yeah, Special K should be in really solid shape here.
Yeah, not going to get Y forced in that room at all. No danger. And the silvers. Actually may take the Triforce heal. I wouldn't,
that's not a bad play. You take that, then you can at least go into 9 with full health. That's actually a really, really strong play. And then you got potentially the potion plus a full more. You know the full path at this point. You know exactly where Zelda is. You know how to get to Ganon. You've seen 2 different ways to get into his room even.
Yep. So it's just going to be arguably the easiest part of the seed is the walk to Ganon and Zelda.
Yeah.
So we should be seeing Special K wrap up here momentarily. It will not be the end of the Zelda 1 randomizer action just about to get underway or just getting underway on SpeedGaming will be Slamu and Caffey in the 3-0 groups. So that'll be a fun one to go to next.
That's an awesome one coming up. Yeah, absolutely.
But we still have a little bit of work left to do here. Just 8 swings away and then just a walk back to Zelda from there. And of course, at 39 rupees, no danger of firing all the silvers away.
I guess we could give consolation prize for the easiest part of the seed to the actually going through level 1 after you find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad relatively. It was just, oh great, here's the Triforce right away. Oh look, let's I think the ladder was on a slightly different path, so we could have just said, okay, Triforce, grab the ladder and go, but you're looking for the second item at that point because it's level 1. You can't not stake it.
Yeah, and you both were flush with keys by that point, so no trouble with it.
Yep, exactly.
We bomb in for easier? No. Why would we ever get lucky? So we're going to go around the north side, which I do believe there was a door there, so we'll get in.
Because I remember I was saying to myself when I got into that room, oh, okay, it just means we'll just get the stair next to Ganon, find the item here, and it'll be all hunky-dory.
Alright, going to try and stay on this tile, as long as we don't get hit by the fireballs, we should get there.
Yeah. Thankfully, especially with this room, you don't get usually too many weird geometries there for Ganon, and nice clear.
And just a short jaunt back to Zelda.
There we go.
And official time of 2:07:53. Pretty good for the full clear, to be honest. You had to go through a lot of nasty combat to get there, so hopefully we'll be joined here shortly. Maybe get a little bit of special case thoughts on the seed, aka the Quad J. And I heard the ding. I'll give him a second to get his mic set up. But yeah, a fun little journey through Hyrule. As we said earlier, it was an early lead that you got there. JJ just couldn't make it hold up.
Yeah, I regret nothing about that because, well, I did a lot of things I don't typically do, but that seed wasn't really going to play out any differently no matter what I did. So that I did what I needed to do, and it turned out the way I did. GG's Fred. Awesome
job. Great race. You did an awesome job there with that one. This was a rough seed. I mean, it looks like some things early, like, okay, not so bad, and then, oh yeah, all that combat, all the wizrobes, all the murder, all the items hidden way too deep in dungeons. So, you did a really good job coming through with that, and you were doing some really solid combat there. Finishing off that level 7 there at the end, you were just able to mow down everything there. It took me a couple of runs through because you had the blue ring, and you just had some really, as I said, your combat was pristine there in that level. So really nice work.
Thank you. Yeah. So to get the last Triforce, 7 was the first one that I went to, but even if I persisted through that, there was no way I was getting through everything that needed to get through with the combat and defense that I had at the time. And even if I was able, even if I was able to get the Triforce out of 3, I was banging my head trying to kill one blue wrist rope that I couldn't get.
Yeah.
I then would have gone to 9, and I would have found out that the silvers were not in 9, and then I would have gone to 8, and then I would have gone to 6, and then I would have gone to 7. So it wouldn't have really played out anyway, because I was convinced that the red ring was in 7 because it was a Lara block. Only 4.
You and me both. Yep, you same. We went through the exact same mindset there. I definitely saw that hint, and I looked at my notes. I was like, okay, that's where the red ring is. It's in 7. Never found it in 9 either, because you and I had virtually identical. I think as I was watching your 9 there, virtually identical 9s if we mapped it out. So maybe like one room different, if that, but pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, got a last thank you, old man, step over the water hint within that level 7 for the silver arrows to add that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, 4 step over the water hints. It's a wild amount of step over the waters, but given the amount of lyre blocks we saw in dungeons, not surprising either.
Yeah.
Regardless, still got 2 wins on the board. The third win gets you into the at least the upper bracket. We'll have to wait and see what fun opponents lie in wait for all of us next week with the wheel coming up here in a couple days. Enjoying the tournament so far?
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, and I got to play Fred today, and it's not in many scenarios where you get to play against the people you watch and the reason why you play. Like, I'm not going to step into the box against Greg Maddox, but I can play Fred and Z1R, and that's pretty cool. It was an honor.
Well, thank you. I mean, again, as I was saying there, this is one of these great things, getting to play all these cool members of the community that you see. You don't necessarily get to get into these one-on-one talk situations, and getting to play you, all with everything you have done for this community, helping out with all these different, tracking, everything like that. You've been awesome. It's been great seeing you grow, and as I said, you're playing a really strong tournament here, so great job on that. Looking forward to seeing your results here in the last couple of weeks, because you're going to kick some butt, I think.
Thank you. And thank you, Fury and Smiles, for the commentary. Thanks, Opno, for the tracking. Always appreciated.
Our pleasure.
Yep, it was a great watch. Got some good combat, some good laughs, and all of the above, really. We got pretty much everything we wanted out of this seed. So good job to the both of you for completing it. And I guess with that, there is just one match not too far underway, I believe, on SpeedGaming Main. That's where we'll probably be heading next. Thanks again, Small Fires, for joining me on comms, and Opno for tracking. It was a blast.